Baby, please come home.
Come on, man, let's rock it. The snow's coming down.
Now don't worry, take your time, wipe those tears out of your eyes, because we've got a whole other film filled with wholesome moments, and some moments that are a little bit crass, but hey, that's family for you. And the weird familial hijinks that you experienced with the last film are only gonna get amped up with this movie, so if you need to step away, I totally get it. But we're continuing on with our double feature as we close out tonight with another recent holiday classic that I think is only gonna become more and more celebrated as the years go by. Because who doesn't like a good holiday rom-com? I mean, it is cuffing season after all. In order to stay warm, from an evolutionary perspective, our brains are telling us, hey, it's time to couple up and find someone to spend the winter with, to hibernate with. But this isn't a film just about cuffing. No, this is a film about true love. This is the film from co-writer and director Clea Duvall, Happiest Season, starring Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis. If I had to sum up this film, I would just say that it's beautiful and honest and queer and full of Christmas cheer. And if you think that's the last time I'm going to say this for the December films that we're screening, do you even know me? Of course this phrase is going to come back up, because you don't write something that damn good and not use it at least twice. As I said, Clea Duvall is the director here, and she also co-wrote the picture. But you might know Duvall from films from back in the 90s, like The Faculty and But I'm a Cheerleader. More recently, she also directed an episode of the Looking for Alaska miniseries. This film also marks the screenwriting debut of co-writer Mary Holland, who also stars as June in the film. As previously mentioned, Stewart and Davis star as a queer couple who are going home for the holidays. Stewart's character plans to, propose this holiday season, only to find out that her girlfriend hasn't told her family about their relationship. And her parents aren't exactly the most openly welcoming of this kind of relationship either. So begins a fun series of misunderstandings and some probably deeply traumatic stuff that's happening here. Because while the scenario makes for a fun rom-com, this can have been fun to live through. And I imagine plenty of queer relationships have had this exact same moment, maybe not at the holidays, maybe so at the holidays. They're having to deal with this inner turmoil where one of them is truly out of the closet and the other is hiding who they are from their family. Sometimes it's because they're afraid that their family will reject them if they truly knew who they were. And it doesn't matter how welcoming or open that family may be, they may be so burdened and paralyzed by the fear that they could lose the only structure that has ever been there for them. And they're not willing to give that up just yet. Because to come out to a family member means, hey, you have to cede a lot of control in that situation. How they respond, whether or not they're charitable or they toss you to the street, is, all of those are very real options.
I'm scared that if I tell them who I really am, I will lose them.
Do you know how painful it's been to watch the person that I love hide me?
I am not hiding you. I am hiding me.
Here in America, we still live in a very puritanical society, and I have the misfortune of living in the South where this is even more of a common occurrence. It's sad to know that you could just go home for the holidays wanting to spend time with your loved ones and share someone else that you truly love and want them to be part of your family as well, only for your family to reject that very love. So as they try to untangle all of that weird charade of pretending they're just friends, the family is full of just amazing character actors who only amp up the situations even more. They bring out the comedy in this situation in ways that other actors wouldn't be as adept at doing. Of course, the film co-stars Mary Steenburgen, Victor Garber, Allison Brie, Dan Levy, and even Aubrey Plaza. Meeting anyone's family for the holiday season is terrifying. It's just a horrifying prospect at that very specific time of year, because you have your in-group who know the traditions, know the way that the family celebrates the holiday, and the out-group. And it really takes an olive branch from someone in the family to bring you in and make the rest of the family truly treat you like someone who belongs there. And that can be difficult from both sides, because you're trying to judge whether or not this person is the right fit for someone you deeply care about, or maybe there is some animosity that's there, even if that person is perfect for that loved one. I mean, just what I'm saying is that family is messy, and it's especially messy around the time of the year that is December, celebrating Christmas and Hanukkah and a wide variety of other religious traditions, or irreligious traditions celebrating Christmas. It doesn't matter what baggage you're bringing in. Christmas is weird, and family is even weirder. What makes this film even more potent is that co-writer and director Clea Duvall has said in interviews that she wrote this sort of as an autobiography to see her very own experiences in real life up on the big screen.
In writing the script, we definitely wanted it to be a comedy, but still have a groundedness to it and felt relatable.
That's the kind of share and tell that takes true bravery, and it's the kind of stuff that animates this entire film. And it truly makes it feel like a warm hug for anybody who's ever experienced anything like this, but especially for queer couples who are trying to figure out how to be, how to exist in a world that still, for whatever reason, doesn't like them very much. You might remember watching this film back in 2020, in December of 2020, mind you, but originally it had a theatrical window that was going to try and meet. Sadly, because of the COVID pandemic, it did not end up happening. So it went straight to Hulu, which is where many people have been making it a holiday tradition ever since. What you might not know is that the film actually wrapped at the very end of February of 2020, just barely missing the full-on lockdown that shut down every Hollywood production that was still working at the time. Because of this, it was still able to meet its December release window in December of 2020. You might remember this film just because it was one of the only movies that was coming out in December of 2020. Regardless of whether or not you shared this with loved ones or just watched this rom-com by yourself with a fake fire on a television or whatever you did that holiday season, if you've seen Happiest season before, man, I'm glad that you're back to see this again with us. If you haven't, you're in for a real treat. A Christmas treat, might you? So with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the following movie because we're about to dive into the very fantastic effort from co-writer and director Clea Duvall. This is Happiest season. Oh, and of course, I've been your host and curator around these parts, Patrick Smith, and this has been Movie Club. I'll see you all at the movies.
Is a stranger